Welcome or welcome back to Lost in Thought. My name is Jen and today I'd like to talk to you about Anglo-Saxon or Viking slings. And the reason I'm being a bit Anglo-Saxon and Viking slings is because the slings that I'm looking at in particular are from York during the 9th, 10th and 11th century. So pretty much during that period when Anglo-Saxons and Vikings were both in charge of that area. So first of all, what did an Anglo-Saxon or Viking sling look like? And quite possibly something quite similar to this. A leather pouch or cup and two cordage to retention cords on each end, and one end has got a finger loop there and the other end finishes in these tassels. So it's got a knot and some tassels, and there's a reason that it's made like this. Now the overall length of it reaches from the end of my thumb just about to the top of my shoulder, and there's a reason that I've made this the way that I have. If you are interested in learning how to make your own sling like this, then if you subscribe, and my next video should be about making your very own one of these. It's something that is quite simple, really. So let's get into it. What's the evidence behind them being like this? And the main body of evidence comes from York itself. There is quite a few of these shapes of leather that have been found in the Coppergate digs, and in the York Archaeological Trust's publication on leather and leatherworking, which is available online. I'll try and pop a link in the description below. It's a free PDF. They have quite a few different shapes, some quite similar to this one. This is a copy of a particular one. It's made from 2 layers there. Some are a single layer, some have a more circular middle and longer ears, some are more round. They weren't sure at first whether these were slings, because the person who looked at them took them to the ballistics expert at the Leeds Armoury, or whoever it was at the time, and he looked at them and said, nah, they're too flimsy. But I've made this pretty much as close as possible to the original leather finds. It's cattle, it's cow leather. It is a little bit thinner than the originals, and I've been testing it out. I've been messing around with it, and it works fine. It's not going to break. Now, for things like this, I don't think that these sort of slings would have been used in warfare. There is a poem to do with slings, or at least a riddle, but I think these ones that are from York, at least, I think these were more likely for keeping animals, most likely birds, off crops. And we've got a couple of sources for this, so we're just going to have a little look at them now. This is our first lovely image. It is from the Pentateuch, and it's the first 6 books of the Bible, and this part in particular is taken from Genesis, and it was written about between 1025 and 1050, and basically the image is a man called Abram who has been asked by God to provide him with a sacrifice, so some cattle, and the birds of prey are coming down to eat the flesh on the floor, and he's driving them away, and it's very clear to see that he's using his sling to scare those birds away, those birds of prey. And he's got an absolutely lovely way of using it. So he's got his sling, he's got the cord around his middle finger, he's throwing it, and you can see those little tassels on the end, the way they fray out as well. And it's clear there's a lot of movement in this image, and those birds, they are being driven away. It's lovely. Our second image here is from the Bayeux Tapestry, and it's just in the margins of the Bayeux Tapestry, and it's this lovely beautiful scene of these farmers. They're ploughing the fields, they're planting their seeds, and the birds are coming down to eat the seeds. And so there's a chap there that's scaring the birds away again. He's got his sling, it's out, the stones flying, and the birds are being scared away. And again, you can see, well, you can't quite see which finger he's got the sling around, but again, the end, you can see those little tassels on the end. It's absolutely two fantastic illustrations of slings, at least from an Anglo-Saxon context. As far as materials go, the leather and the flax, then there's a lovely riddle that St. Eldheim collected, and he was around the late 7th, the early 8th centuries. And he mentions in this riddle that they're made from flax and bull's hide. I'm going to put the riddle on screen now alongside the translation, so you can read it at your leisure. You can read it as you wish. So here's some footage of me trying out the sling that I made, and it worked quite well. I was using pebbles sort of similar to this. They are small, look, they fit nicely just there. I did try using a much heavier big stone. It just falls out, but I was still able to get a good 50 or 60 meters with these smaller pebbles, and they were at least going in the right direction. I think if I was trying to keep birds away from the field, these would be really useful. The smaller pebbles, the smaller shot, they wouldn't have done too much damage to the crops, at least not as much damage as the birds would be doing, and they would be very good at keeping them away without much effort as well. I just want to say thank you ever so much for joining me here today. If you've enjoyed this, then please press like and please comment down below. And please click that subscribe button, and hopefully I will see you next time when I will be showing you how to make one of these for yourself, because they are actually really great fun to play with if you've got some open space. But thank you ever so much, and goodbye for now.